Start. There it goes. Okay, now we're going. Now we're rolling. We're live, as I usually say at the beginning of my my live streams. But hello everyone. My name's Calling Me Crazy. I'm here with my good friend Ellie Fawn. Say hi, Ellie.
Hi.
And we're gonna be. I've been dying to talk about this for a while, but we're gonna be talking about some music. And I've made a video talking about like bands and stuff, but I wanted to sit down with specifically Ellie because we talk about music a lot of the time and just like media and movies in general. But this video we're talking about everything under the sun when it comes to music and like how it connects to all sorts of things like life, people. At least for me, it connects to a lot of things, and I feel like I'm very in tune with music. I listen to music every day. It doesn't matter what I'm doing. I could be out delivering pizzas, which I haven't done in a while, or sitting in my room just chilling to an album. Maybe I'm going in between work. Usually when I'm in the car, that's when I listen to music the most. Maybe on a bike ride as well. Um, I don't know how often you, Ellie, listen to music or where you do.
Like a lot. Basically, like if I'm ever walking,
Yeah.
always gotta have music on. Uh,
Do you wear
I
headphones
used
outside or do you wear like earbuds?
I used to be like an AirPod person, but then I
Oh.
lost my AirPods, so now I'm just like the wired ones. Um,
Oh, you go wired.
yeah,
That's bold. I feel like whenever I try to go wired, especially if I was walking or like doing an exercise or something, like I would always trip over my wires. I finally got like some Skull Candy wireless earbuds that work really well.
yeah.
Like those are nice. But people wear headphones outside. Like I wear headphones a lot around my apartment, but I don't go outside with them. Just because they're not that type of headphones. But like whenever I see people work out, like they're wearing full ass headphones, like while jogging or doing lifts or something. It's kind of wild to me.
I've seen like my housemate had like they're like AirPods, but they're like proper headphones. I don't remember what they're called. They called AirPads. They're like,
AirPads.
yeah,
It's like the
like
off-brand
you got like
AirPods.
iPod and Air. Is it iPod and iPad? Yeah,
Yeah, iPads
but then yeah, it was like AirPods, but they're
for iPads?
headphones.
Huh. I've never seen those.
I gotta Google this now.
Yeah, maybe I have to look those up. That's really funny.
Oh, they're called AirPod Max.
Oh, okay.
Man, they should have called them AirPads. That's
AirPads
such
would be
a
hilarious.
get
Like
me in there,
that
get
was
me in
like
the writing room.
I was like visualizing like someone having a pad, like literally just like a flat sheet and like pressed up against their ear. And I'm like, that sounds so dumb, but it's like so something someone would really do at Apple. It's like, let's make AirPads. That sounds like a good idea.
Let's make AirPads. I feel like it sounds better than AirPod Max.
I don't know. I don't like using AirPod. I've never had AirPods because they're just so expensive, but also like um
Yeah.
the really old, like every time I think of when someone says AirPods, I always think of the really old shitty like free earbuds that you get with your iPhone that like suck ass and they don't ever fit my ear. They're too big. Um and they sound terrible. Like they scrunch all the sound into like a little one by one sphere and it just hurts. Like I hate it. It sucks. And they don't have any squishy parts to like put in your ear. It's just like a hard plastic piece that somehow is supposed to fit in your ear.
Just a sheet of plastic in your ear.
Yeah, I just it's still on the iPads thing. The AirPads, I love that. So you are one of the people that I usually, whenever I get recommended music, I don't ever really take it that much. Whenever I find where I find music, we could start off like how we found music. Back in the day when I didn't have a phone or anything. My dad gave me like an MP3 player I used to listen to on, and it kind of sucked. Like it, it would crash. I mean, I wouldn't say it crashed, but like I had to like always exchange the batteries in it. It ran on like a little AAA battery. Um, I would have like really crappy like headphones that would go in my head. I'd listen to on the bus a lot. But it was nostalgic. Like it was fun to use. I think I had two of them, but one of them like the screen like broke, so I couldn't tell what song I was listening to unless I just started it. Um, but man, I abused that thing. I was so into it for like several years as a kid. Um, and then the only way I got music was through my dad, so I'd like ask permission for him to give me music, and he'd give me some hard stuff. Like he gave me some shoot, what I can't even think of. I feel like he gave me some Slayer. He gave me
Yeah.
uh 3 Days Grace. He gave me this one band that I'm actually gonna go listen to in November at one of my jobs. My old job down at in Charlotte. It's at a place called Neighborhood Theater. Atriu. I never had to know how to pronounce this. Um, he gave me one of their songs, and they're pretty hard rock. So he gave me a lot of like hard rock slash metal, and that's kind of where like I started. And then like eventually I got my own tablet. I think I got like a Samsung tablet that I would download music off of, and I just started like burning, not discs, but I would like take MP3 files from YouTube and do the little conversion thing. I feel like everyone has done that at some point in their life, and throw those onto, I think it was Apple Music at the time, or it was iTunes before they made Apple Music. And so that's how I used to get music. And then eventually, I think once I got to like high school, I just started using Spotify. I just bought Spotify subscription from there on. It's just easier. Um, and I used to just listen to singles. I was a singles guy for a long time. I don't know if you do singles as well anymore. I know we both pretty much listen to albums more or less, in like an entirety rather than just one single song.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely like more of an album person. Um, I think I'm more into like bodies of work, I guess. Like
Hmm.
I'd much rather see like when an artist actually like puts out a whole album, it's like you're getting exactly what they're like intending for you to like experience rather than just like just one song that they just want to put out. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah, I do. I just like I can understand the single people because I used to be that person, but
Hmm.
I like my listening ear is so, I guess, it has such a high tolerance now. You could think of it as like a like a drug thing. Whereas like I need an album to like, I can't just listen to one song of a band and then switch to another one. I think that bugs me.
Hmm.
And I also enjoy like the body of work. I like an album and is in its entirety. And usually like I kind of had a FOMO once I started listening to albums because I'd be like, man, there's really good songs in here that aren't like in their top five on their Spotify like listening
Yeah.
board. And it's like, why is no one talking about these songs? Like these are really good. Like I like the unpopular ones more or less.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think like I mean I I guess I was also like a singles person. Like my my first experiences with music was always just like the radio. My family weren't really big music people. Um, First album I got was the High School Musical soundtrack.
No way.
So yeah, literally. So it was very like I was never like into like albums or anything like that. My parents never really bought them. They only got me that because, you know, I was into High School Musical. Um, but I forget I was going with a point with that. Some
It's like
lost my
with
point
the
there.
radio. I didn't really listen to
Yeah,
radio that much. I would maybe in the car if I was like with one of my like friends' moms or something, doing like a car ride somewhere.
yeah. I just don't always experience it through radio. And then it was like when I first got like an iPod, I discovered like albums existed. I think I didn't even know like albums existed until I was um like probably at secondary school, which is like age 11.
I feel like mine's the same. Maybe when I was like, yeah, I think like peak middle school, I started listening to like Skrillex and like a lot of EDM music, and
Hmm.
I started realizing like, oh, there's multiple. Like I noted I would pay attention to the album covers because on my little MP3 player it would just show the song name and that's it. You didn't There's no album cover or nothing. It would just show the song and like the person it was by and that's it. So then
Yeah.
yeah, like when I got my tablet, I was like, oh, there's pictures that come with these, and I'm like, oh, they look the same, and sometimes they look different. Um, and then I started piecing that together. It wasn't until like high school that I started listening to actual albums. I think when I got into rap, that was like very beginning of high school. I was paying attention to that. I think like one of my first rap rap artists I listened to was Playboy Cardi, and I know like he's got some interesting stuff, but I liked his stuff. It was so goofy and dumb that it kind of like clicked with me really well, and then that kind of like blossomed to the other rappers I listen to nowadays. But that's really where I started listening to albums, I think.
I mean, I guess like once I got like an iPod, I remember like getting really into like emo music in particular. So it's funny when you were saying all the stuff that your dad like recommended you. I'm like sat here like your dad sounds so cool. Like because my parents were just like not at all like just whatever's on the radio, the pop artists.
Hmm.
They're very like generic like parents in my brain. I feel like everyone thinks that about their parents though, but like I don't know. Um,
I think that's very
it's
relatable
like
though.
fine.
Yeah, I feel like
Yeah.
a lot of viewers would be like, yeah, that's how I think I viewed music when I was like 6 or 7, rather than
Mm.
my dad sneaking. Like he did it very subtly. Like he didn't tell me anything, at least from my memory. He wouldn't be like, "Oh, I got all these new songs for you to listen to." He literally was like, "Oh, it's your birthday or it's Christmas." It's like, "Here you go. Here's like a cool little MP3 player that he just gave me one day." And then he didn't. I think he did it subtly because my mom probably wouldn't have approved of the songs he put on there. Um, and I would just jam to those. And yeah, it was a very like not talked about thing between me and my dad until I would come to him and be like, "Dad, I want more music," and then we would probably talk a little bit about it. And he would judge me on the things that I would want. He'd be like, "You really want to listen to this?" I'm like, "Yeah, dude. Like, come on. Like, I want more of these." And I mean, I was very back in like I had a weird phase with music where I had certain genres I'd listen to for like a good many years. Um, but then I would ditch them for a long time, and I wouldn't come back to them until probably like college, where I was like, why don't I listen to these anymore? Like they're really good songs, and I enjoy these. I've enjoyed them in the past, but it's really weird. I would like abandon music sometimes. But now I take in everything that all the genres I've listened to. Maybe not so much EDM, just because I feel like it was a very like specific time period where it was popping off. Um,
Very 2016.
I would say like 2013, 2012, really.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's when I was getting really into it. And some of the like a lot of the artists I did listen to, they don't exist anymore. They don't make music, or they're just like they're under a different name, or they're just hard to find. In very particular, there's one artist I really liked. His name was Jetpack Joyride, and he had some fucking banger like little EDM songs, but bro doesn't exist anymore. I think he like stopped making music in like 2016.
I had like a dance music phase as well. Like, I mean, if you consider Skrillex as well,
Hmm.
I definitely had like a big Skrillex phase.
I feel like a lot of kids our age did.
Yeah, definitely. And especially because we're into like video games, like, I feel like
Yeah.
there's a big crossover.
Oh yeah.
Some of my biggest memories of like Skrillex is that in a like PlayStation lobby in like Black Ops 3 or something, like trying to hit trick shots, heavy dubstep on,
Oh yeah.
or like, and I have a really vivid memory of um, when the Zombies Chronicles DLC came out.
Oh yeah.
I vividly remember like downloading it, and it was like summertime. I just sat in my room for like all day, even though it was sunny outside. I should have gone and got some like sun, but like I just sat in my room, like listening to Skrillex and like this one song. I vividly remember it playing, and like whenever I hear that song, it's like I get transported back to like sat in my room playing, the tune. Like,
I think you're like well, you talking about Black Ops 3. I'm like you're like 2 or 3 years off of like when I was really getting into that music because like I remember playing Black Ops 2 and he had a feature. It's on one of the maps. It's on Plaza. Everybody knows about it. Where it's like, I'm gonna try it out. And it's like, okay,
Yeah, try it out.
and then it
Yeah,
drops. Oh, so good. That was my time
that's on
peak
Vine.
Skrillex. I'm like, dude, he's in the game, bro. Like that's crazy. Um, and then like Bang Ring and all those other songs like were super poppin' at the time. And I was super into it. I think Kill Everybody was like one of my favorites. It was a really good one.
Yeah, there's a video of me out there. Some I learned how to DJ like
Ooh,
16,
yeah.
went to college, and video of me like DJing and like I mixed like I can't remember the other song, but I remember it went into Kill Everybody. And it's like whenever I watch it, it makes me cringe. Like but it's hilarious. It's
Yeah.
like such a funny video. Like I was so into it. Like
Someone go find that. Get that clip of
God
Ellie.
no, absolutely not.
Go dig
I
it up.
tried to scrub it, but I think it is definitely out there. Like,
Someone clipped it. Chat, can we
I think my college no
chat
chat
room
room
chat room where you
chat room
at?
back
We're
down.
not
Hold your
streaming right
fire.
now, but chat room, I need you to
We
go
don't need
find
that
that.
ammo.
We don't need that. Oh, it's great. I love it.
Yeah, I think my college like posted it, so it's probably out
No
there. But
way.
like,
Your college posted it.
yeah, it's
That,
bad.
that's nuts. It's somewhere on their college website still just hanging. But like I feel like people there was like a big time period in what was it like 2016 to like 2018 where music something about that time music was just like it was doing its thing, especially in like the rap. I
Definitely.
feel like the rap area, like hip hop, trap, like all that
Hmm.
shit was popping off, and that's like I think that's what made it so influential for me. Where I was just that I started getting into that stuff like all of high school, um, and made me connect with a lot of people that I'd never thought I'd be like friends with in high school. I don't really talk to them anymore, but like just while we were there, I was actually really against rap like early on as a kid, until I turned like 15 or 16. And then I just got so into it and it made a lot of fun friends during that time. And it was an interesting way to connect. I don't know like what your experiences was through those like 3 or so years, connecting with music at that time.
I think for me, like 14,
Hmm.
2016. So like, yeah, those like years were definitely like formative years of like my music taste. I think I had a lot of friends. We were like into indie music. So like 1975, and then like Arctic Monkeys, Beatles Cinema Club.
Oh, so that's when you got into that.
Yeah, so that was like about probably when I was 14. Um, but like, so we had like that music taste, but um, I feel like the pop culture music, like you had like everything on Vine. That's what I like vividly remember, and it was like, rap music that was like really popping off on Vine. Like you had
Was Vine still around in
what's the
2016? When did Vine end?
yeah, I remember being on Vine.
Huh.
Or like actually I didn't have Vine. I would watch everyone at my school would like talk about Vine like 2016 and
I was
I
rarely
didn't
not
have
a
it.
Vine kid. Yeah, I didn't have Vine either. I was not a Vine kid.
Yeah, so I didn't have it, but like everyone was talking about it. So I'd go on YouTube, like search like Vine compilation of this month so that I knew all like the trendy
All the pop music
Vines
stars that were
of
going
that.
off, yeah, at the time.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Like I vividly remember what was the song by Fetty Wap?
1738.
17. Yeah.
That's such a joke song, you know. It's so funny. That was popping off at that time, yeah. Fetty Wap was big.
Yeah. And then like I feel like there was a big I think there was just a big crossover like in pop culture of um like trap music and then like dance music, like all the pop songs. Like you had like Justin Bieber
Uh-huh.
working with Skrillex, you know, like all the big like chart songs were like EDM songs.
It was a weird blend. You never
Yeah.
noticed it though at the time. You didn't think about it, but then you
No.
look back and you're like, wait, this is literally just like 3 or 4 genres being blended. Like it's just such a
Yeah,
new
literally.
thing. Yeah. I don't know if they do
It
that
was such an
anymore.
interesting time.
Yeah, I don't feel like well, I feel like it's gotten taken to a different degree where it's like they're just trying to blend anything now. I feel like I've heard there was like an Ozzy Osbourne song I heard and I was like this is not Ozzy's genre, bro. Like why is he in this song? It didn't make any sense. I think it was in a rap song with like I want to say it was like either Eminem or some other guy. I don't remember. I think maybe it was Juice World. I don't remember. But you mentioned the 1975. I think I mentioned earlier in the video, like I don't really take recommendations. I usually just discover things. But the one time I did was when you recommended 1975 to me, and I was
Best
actually
decision you'll make.
I was actually surprised. Um, I didn't think I'd like it. Honestly, I've heard clips of some of their songs from either Instagram or like some girls I would interact with that in college that were like part of like friend groups, and they were like obsessed. And I was like, I was just thinking it's another boy band I don't give a crap about. But I was humbly surprised. And I've been putting them on blast pretty much this whole year, and it's been great. I haven't listened to all their albums. I'm still missing the fifth one at the moment, but you asked about my opinion of them, and you thought my answer was very interesting.
Yeah. So are we talking about like the albums, like how you
Yeah,
ranked them?
yeah.
Yeah, when you said that Notes on a Conditional Form was your favorite, like that really surprised me. Because that is like their most like experimental one, and
Mhm.
like it's very weird. Like each song is like it's like a mess of an album, but like in a really good way, in my opinion. But I like a lot of people dislike it because it is so messy.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, I was like really surprised, especially on like I think you did tell me you said it took you like two listens.
It took me a while, I think. So I can't remember when I downloaded that album, but it was a while ago, and I was already getting into other things at the time. Like a few months ago when I had it on my playlist, but I think something clicked like last month or so, and I'm like, wow, this album's actually really good. And then I started listening to it a lot more. It takes me a long time to warm up to albums. I think that's why I don't take recommendations usually, because someone shows me their favorite song or like anything, like favorite music, and most of the time, if not all the time, I'm like, this does not like I don't like this. Like I don't. I'm not gonna say it out loud, but I'm like I don't really enjoy it unless it's just I don't know that you got a lucky stroke, and like it's actually something I would enjoy listening to the first time. But I have to like really uh give a thing a listen for a while, especially albums. I think that's just it's so much music. I need to digest it for a while. Um, but my rankings of the albums, I pretty much just number them. I don't really go by like the names, but you got the self-title. That's number one. I thought number one was my favorite for a while. I really like the first album. Um, it captures that like 2012, 2013 time period really well. Um, in a way where it sounds like house at times, and other times it's like this is a boy band, but then other times it's like this is a really like soothing album that's really fun and funky, and like it throws me back. It's like a throwback album, but I literally only listened to it the first time like last year, which is really ironic how that works. Then you got the second one. I call it the commercial album. There's always a band that does a commercial album, and it's definitely that one. I mean, 2016, it makes sense. Like that's when you were like music was doing its thing. Don't enjoy it as much, but there are really good songs in there. Like I like Paris a lot. I think Paris is my favorite
Paris is a great song.
off that
That's
one.
actually the singer, Matty. That's his favorite song.
Really?
Uh,
That's nice. I didn't know that. So
also
you know
surprises me.
knowledge too. You got like
Yeah,
under
I'm like,
developing knowledge of like the people that make music. I don't do that usually. I don't really do that.
yeah, I have like really obscure, like, especially when I was a teenager, I was so into music. Like, I knew everything. Like, I would like
Could
all
get your
the
hands on.
producers of albums. Yeah,
Yeah.
like, especially like, I was into like emo albums. A lot of the producers were like I started noticing, like, oh. that person produced this album as well, and like I learned all these things,
Mm.
like so like I know all this like obscure knowledge, just like
I don't know
I'm
anything about
terrible.
producers. I'm not a producer nut. I maybe like the most I'll go into like knowing an artist or a band is who's the singer's name, and that's probably about it. Like who's the
Yeah,
singer guy?
that's fair.
Yeah, and then I'm like, all right,
I think that's normal.
yeah, because like I mean, voices I feel like are really unique. I think that's what draws me in. Like when it comes to music, I don't care about lyrics. I don't care about what they're saying in the song, as long as it doesn't sound really plain and boring or like super repetitive, or it can be goofy, but like a right type of goofy. But I always listen to music for the sound, like whether it was the beat. Um, Sound itself is like a unique thing that I give artists, where it's like they have their own sound, and depending how unique it is how much I like it or not. And that's why it takes me so long to get into an album or an artist, because like I need time to digest it and see what they're made of, and like where their brain is when it comes to the sounds they choose. But also like the voice makes or breaks an artist for me. Like one for instance, I listened to an album. The only other time I got recommended something that I gave a shot was 21 Pilots. I think it was Buggy actually that gave me this, and I think I talked about this on the stream before, but he recommended me one of their albums, and I'm not a big fan of 21 Pilots just in general, but I was like, I'll listen to it. I think I'd listened to it twice, and I'm like, I cannot get behind this. Like, I just I don't like that. It's one of those weird mixes where it's like a weird rap. I don't even know how to describe it. Just like rap mixed with like some type of rock or like some guitar mix that just didn't blend with me. Very like theatrical rock, if I had to describe it in a way. And I was
They're
not a,
quite theatrical.
yeah, theatrical is like, yeah, dramatic, um, that I didn't really enjoy. And that's fine. Doesn't mean it's bad. It's just was a big turn off for me.
Not for you.
Yeah, I think there's a subgenre of like dramatic. I call it like theater kid music because it's like
Yeah,
that. Those are the kids that listen to it. Like my ex, she was a big theater kid, and she liked like Fall Out Boy and all those like sort of like mix of screamo bands and like uh dramatic whiny singers. And like I can get behind some of that, but not a lot of it. Anyways, back to the 1975. The third album blew me away. I think that was the one I listened to the first round. I was like, this is a very good album. It's very like start to finish and like compact, if it's like that's a good word for it. Um, where I was like, this is a very good complete album, and it was taking it was taking over the first place for a while, and I think it's my second favorite. I think so. I think I have to put the first album back at third, just because this is such a complete album from start to finish, and I know it's a lot of people's favorite album when they listen to it. Like I think it's your favorite, right?
yeah, that's like my favorite album of all time. Like out of any artist or anything, like
Really?
that's my
Oh, it's one
favorite.
of
Yeah,
those. Oh, okay. I
like
was gonna ask you that later, but I guess
yeah.
that kind of
Oh,
answers part of it.
oops, I've spoiled it.
You spoiled it. That's fine. I brought it up, so you can say that's like one of your that's your wow. That's crazy. I mean, it really is a good. It's good. It's competing. I think the more I listen to it, the more it goes up. Um,
I mean that album like actually like I felt
yeah,
like it fully changed my life.
yeah.
Like as cringe as it sounds.
That's what music does. I've listened to albums that
Yeah,
like completely changed my landscape of how I listen to or like what albums I choose, or a genre I've never really dipped my toes in as much. Like that makes sense. And especially like music, I feel like when you listen to albums and like a body of work, depending on that time period you're in, like it really captures like the moment you're listening to it, like what's happening in your life at that point. Like you could be in a relationship, or you could be coming out of one, or maybe like something in your family happens, or I don't know, you live somewhere differently than you did now. Like it really captures a time period.
yeah, and like I feel like with the night. 5 in particular for me, like I grew up with that band. Like each of their albums that's come out, like I was a fan of them when like 2016 when the second album had just come out. So like since then, kind of like all of my formative like years and like important things that have happened in my life,
Hmm.
they've always seemed to like there for me. Like there's always an album coming out that like describes those my life. Like definitely like A Brief Inquiry in particular, and like the one you haven't listened to, in a foreign language. Like I really like associate that time period like my ex. Like I just went through so much that year, and like I that album had just come out, and like weird when like you listen to an album and it like is describing your life.
Yeah.
That they're like it's like literally like that band's like the soundtrack to my life. In a as cringe as it sounds,
No,
like
that's awesome. I think that's really cool. I didn't see. I'm looking at the fifth album right now. It's very short. It's only 11 songs in it.
next one kind of tones it down a little, but it's
Mm.
still very good.
Yeah, that's the one I wanted to talk about the most. The fourth one was I actually really didn't like it when I first listened to it. I was like, this is too different. I really
Yeah,
didn't. The one that really irritated me the most was the very first song when they always do like their intro with their self
yeah,
name. Like it wasn't the normal one they do. It's like a 5 minute ramble of things that were going on. I mean, it makes sense. It was COVID, so like
yeah.
shit was off the walls. Um,
Greta Thunberg.
yeah, it just went. A lot of crazy stuff was happening, but that's like the part where I'm like, now you just like, it's not timeless anymore. It's literally stuck in that time. So I skip that
Yeah,
one. I skip that one every time I listen to it. I'm like, it's just I think it's like a girl talking or something.
yeah, it's Greta Thunberg.
Oh, it's Greta. Okay, forgot about her. Kind of low key. She was big during that time.
Uh,
It's pretty cool. She's mentioned like her voice is in that. I mean, like that's a cool like homage.
yeah, well, he said like he loved her so much,
I see.
got her to come to the studio. He said like he felt like he had a platform with his music and he wanted to send a positive message and stuff. So
I like that.
got
Like
her to do it.
I appreciated it, but like I guess in a sense of when people do that, like I think of hip hop. They do skits sometimes in hip hop. Like Logic, for example, he has skits in some of his music, maybe a lot of his music. And sometimes he does it well, where it's very short, like tiny skits, and they're fun, and I'll listen to them. Um, but other times it's like it'll be like a whole track, and I'm like, no, dude, like I don't like. I'm literally gonna delete the track or just skip it every time I hear it, because I don't want to listen to the whole thing. But I appreciate it that it's if you separate them into tracks instead of putting them at like the end or the beginning, unless they're really really short. I appreciate those, and it does add like an art element to it. I'm just like when it comes to music, I'm not that type of guy all the time that wants to listen to those. Even though it adds, I think the only exception for me would be like MF Doom with his skits because they're really retro-y. I mean, it's like 2004, but they're really like goofy. It's cartoony. Um, it's like famous people off of like Cartoon Network or what is it? Adult Swim. Like he has a whole Adult Swim with
Right.
characters from there in an album. Very good album. And like I enjoy that. I think more like voice actors, but when it comes to like I don't know. I hate to dog my dude Logic, but like sometimes man, they're just like I don't care enough
Bit
to
much.
yeah, and so I just rather listen to the sick track you got ready for me in store rather than the skit. But even though this album, this fourth Notes on Conditional Form has that, the rest of it is great. Like People, for instance, took me away. I was like, this is definitely not what I was thinking I was gonna listen to. Um, and that's like a common theme I think with these guys. They like the first like two or three songs sometimes is like very upbeat, poppy, or like loud, and then the rest of it is like their normal shit. Um, it's just like follow suit. Like there's some instrumentals, there's some very soothing, like emotional, very high emotional songs later on in the album where you get like really into it. And this one, for some reason, just like it's like taking the first album and then putting it on steroids. Like it was very like they got so into their sound that they're really good at making, and they just kind of like clicked, and they did a really good job. Like my favorite on this one that gets me every time is if you're too shy, and then it, like in
Yeah,
parentheses, let me know. That's my favorite song. I think that might be my favorite song from them so far.
yeah, that's very fair.
Like
That's a very them song.
that is a banger. Like the beginning is like you're thinking it's gonna be a ballad or something, or like a really like how do I even describe it? Like ethereal song, and then it
Yeah.
bumps right into some pop, dude. It's like goes straight into pop. I'm like, oh, dude, that transition in the beginning is so good, and that I enjoy that a lot. And that's like I'm like that's a 1975 song to me.
Um, yeah, like most amazing thing about them, and, like their music is like, or like the ambient stuff is
Hmm.
kind of throughout the whole album. Like obviously you got like the song, but like underneath it's like a whole like ambient piece underneath it as well. Like and you can like hear it all throughout. Um, and like all their songs are kind of like fueled by like ambient.
I know I like deemed their not just that album, but like most of their music is like ethereal almost at
Yeah,
times, because it's not dissonance between um the highs and lows. Like you have your I don't know what the other part of the sound is called, but there's dissonance where it's like a tone that's like off kilter just a little bit. They just kind of fill the silence with like I don't know how to describe it, just like almost like a quiet sound, like a white noise, but it's like such a peaceful sound. It like fits throughout their whole. It blends everything together really, and it's really nice.
definitely.
I think it's really beautiful as well. Like they have very beautiful music.
Like that album in particular, like I know you said like you're not a fan of like that intro in particular, that.
Hmm.
Um, but like the way I interpret it, it's like that whole like you basically like start off the album with like Greta Thunberg basically setting the scene. Like I feel like all of the albums, obviously, like you've got the title track. Um, it kind of sets the scene of the album, like tonally. Like when you listen to self-titled and you hear that first song, you know that the album's gonna sound like that song.
Mm,
That makes sense.
I guess so. I mean, when I listen to the third one, like the title for that one, I'm like, I don't want to give it like generation. For you, probably generational banger. Um, For me,
Right.
it's more like you're in for a ride. Like it's gonna be. It's not dramatic. It's not theatrical. It's like very. I don't know. Emotional. I guess the way like
Yeah.
that first one goes.
Yeah. And like I know, like I just feel like they do set the vibe really well.
Hmm.
Like, yeah, like you said, like you're in for a ride, like kind of experience you're gonna for.
I feel like there's a lot that goes into like just the first track of every album, and like in general, like in music, like it sets the tone, or at least it
Yeah.
can set the tone. And there's some ones that are really not a tone setter. Like I'll listen to the first like three songs of an album sometimes. I'm like, not a good start, but it picks up later on. And I think that's that like if you're a single listener and you only grab the highlights. I mean, I get it. Like they're highlights, so you want to listen to those songs a lot, but I don't know. There's something to it sometimes when an album does that. It's like, okay, maybe I can get through. It's like a charm almost to an album. I can't really think of one that starts off really bad. There's maybe a couple Deftone ones I've been listening to that start off not hot and get better later on, or even like Rise Against. I used to listen to them a lot. They would have a couple albums where it's like, man, does not start off good, but God, it gets into it later on. They got like better tracks down the line. I think that's just what comes with like album listening. It's like you're gonna have some bad songs in an album. I mean, some albums are you got your perfect albums, and we'll list off a couple here in a sec. But then you got some that like you listen to. It's like there are good songs on here, but um, they come and go, kind of. I don't know if you have an album that you know very well that does that in particular. that you can just name off the top of your head?
Quite a few pop albums, I guess, like that, where like actually I listened to the new Justin Bieber album.
Yeah.
That was very like the highs were really high,
Hmm.
but I was surprised. I didn't expect to enjoy it at all. That's some really good. I think it's like the opposite. They're like fell flat by the end.
So I want to go through like albums that you've been listening to recently. It doesn't have to be all time, like it could be if it's in that category, but like new music you've been listening to that you've enjoyed, maybe like two albums you would recommend giving people a shout out to listen to. Is that too much of a is that too hard of a question to answer?
That's who I'm like uh bringing up my Spotify now.
Okay. I have to look at it
I mean,
too.
I guess the first thing that comes to mind, like, is Summer Vibes.
Hmm.
A lot of Ali X yet. She put out Brat, and
Uh-huh.
that was last year. Jeez.
That was last year?
Um,
I thought that was 2 years ago.
no, it was last year,
I'm
but
dating
like, I'm
myself.
still loving it.
Hmm.
Very summer vibes. Not new either, but like the Euphoria soundtrack. I don't know
Hmm.
if that kind of counts, but like the track for that show is like amazing. I've been listening to that a lot.
Interesting you listen to like a soundtrack from a show. I don't know any show that I've done that with. I have like video game soundtracks here and there, but very rarely. Like I'll have like a Legend of Zelda one or maybe like I think I really love Undertale soundtrack. Like that's a banger.
Yeah, that's
Um
got bangers.
and then a lot of like Sonic tracks from a lot of the games like Unleashed has probably some of the best music I've listened like just the stage. The stage songs are really fun and upbeat.
Sonic 06.
Oh, I don't. Well, it does have good music, but not my favorite game. We're not talking about games here.
That that game is perfect. Nothing can change my opinion.
I really like what is it? Some of the songs from Sonic Heroes. Well, obviously like the title. Ugh, banger. But they got some good stage songs too. They're really good. If I had to give like recent albums, I would recommend. I guess if you're into like really early 2000s like rock grunge-ish type beat. Even though these guys came out with stuff in like 2013, which appalls me. It sounds like it's from 2006 or something. Um, I've been listening to Super Heaven a lot. I'd probably recommend.
I know Super Heaven.
Yeah, they're great. I reckon ours is Chrome more than I do Jar, just because Jar, I feel like Jar is great. I love Jar, but um, I think ours is Chrome is a little more put together. Um, and it has like four bangers in there. I think people would enjoy. Like even just the beginning one is really good. Like the title or not the title, but like the opening track is really good. Recently another one.
Did I ever send you Teenage Riffs?
No,
That band are very like similar like grunge vibes.
it's a
Very
Teenage
good.
Wrist.
Yeah. Like that they sound like they're like a 90s band, but they are like a new band.
This is like a lot of people. I feel like even though I listen to a lot of 2000s music, or even like sometimes 90s or 80s music, Um, I listen to a lot of like new stuff too, and people like old heads are always like, man, there's no like good music anymore, and I'm like, you're either listening to the radio or you're not finding what's good. I mean, there are like genres that maybe are taking a bad turn. I'd say rap right now is in a weird spot, with a lot of artists that just are doing really wacky things that I feel like they're trying too hard. Like it's just in a weird spot since ever since like 2020 really. They've just kind of taken a dive. Um, but then you got like indie. Indie's been kicking butt for quite a while. And one of my favorite indie artists is Yacht Club. I don't know what I would recommend for Yacht Club though. Maybe I guess the latest. It's just one guy, I think, and his latest album, I think it's called Rufus, is pretty good. It's a little different from his usual stuff, but it's still got his like very indie, kind of almost like bluegrass-ish. Maybe not. Maybe I shouldn't put that in the same category, but um, it's a different sound that he came up with, and I think it's really good and unique. But one of my a really big surpriser for me this year that came out was another iDress album called Stoner, and I've been putting that on loop for like the last 2 months. Like it's so good. I love iDress. He's very indie. But then here's the age-old question. What's your I'll give you three. I'll give you three options. Three albums that are all-timers besides I guess well you already named one. So maybe two. Two all-timers. Like classic albums. Front to back perfect album. That you would not skip a song.
Okay. So obviously already said A Brief Inquiry.
Mhm.
Right. Say A Brief Inquiry and No Form put together. They count as one.
Wait, what, really?
They've got to because I gotta have two more slots. I don't want to waste two slots
Okay,
on
okay.
1975.
Okay, you can do that.
And then I guess Lil Peep, Hellboy.
Cowboy?
Hell,
Hellboy.
yeah.
I never listened to Little Peep. Like at all.
Never listened. I was like
Never.
a big SoundCloud kid. So
Oh, that makes sense.
I was very into SoundCloud rap, like
Gotcha.
SoundCloud beats as well. Like I was super into that scene.
That super different vibe. I like that. I like you like changed it up. Okay. And then what's
Yeah.
would be like number three? Doesn't mean like ranked like worst to best. It's just like what would be your third one?
I don't want to pick a metal album. Like
Ooh, there you go.
right into metal. Or I got a I don't know. There's an album called Preacher's Daughter by Ethel Cain. That's describe her music. Kind of like gothic, like some of her music's quite grungy.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Is she deemed as metal though? Like what's the genre?
no, sorry, I changed my mind.
Oh, okay.
I wanted to say a metal album, and then I thought of that album, and I was like, actually, I'm gonna say that. Yeah, her music's very southern gothic. I think is that's the genre, but like it's kind of grungy and kind of like, God, I literally don't know how to describe it. It's um, kind of like Lana Del Rey. If you listen to her, but like if you locked her in a room without food and water.
What? Oh my God, that does not sound.
I don't know how else to describe it.
That's really funny. I like that a lot
Yeah,
though.
her album Preacher Daughter, and I'm really excited for the new album. She's putting a new album out this for I think August.
Yeah,
And
I'm
I'm
still
going to
waiting.
see her live soon.
Oh, that's fun. I'm seeing a lot of I'm seeing a lot of bands I've always wanted to see that I didn't think would ever happen because they would like lose somebody. Like one of the singers literally was gone for one of them. Um,
Right.
but came back and they're doing like they're touring and I'm like, holy shit, I can actually I bought tickets already. It's like I'm
Uh,
going. I'm going to see that. This might be my one chance.
the craziest band I've seen, like kind of like that, was
Uh-huh.
like My Chemical Romance.
Oh, that's fun.
They broke up.
Oh, really? They did.
Yeah, they broke up like a
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. I just know the name. I don't know anything about them. I've listened to a few of their songs
yeah.
before, but not really much.
Yeah, I managed to get tickets at a reunion tour. That's like big
Nice.
bucket list. I've seen My Chemical Romance live.
Nice. All right, if I had to give generational wealth to three albums, oh man, that is a tough one. I almost just almost all of them are just gonna be like rock, probably, because it's just
Yeah,
like I don't know. I have good like other genres. Like I have good indie that I think are really good, or like rap, but I haven't been in that phase for a while. So like I think my top, probably my favorite album, even though it was like last year, um, is Wonder What's Next by Chevelle. Like Chevelle's great in general, but like that second album is just such a banger. I don't know how to describe it. Like I don't skip a song on that album every time I listen to it. Um, it's very hard grunge, or like very almost like on the fence of metal, but like really deep rock. That's just awesome. And then I don't remember the singer's name, but he hits home super well with that album. That would be one of my picks for sure. Let's see, number two. I was gonna put a sneaker in here. I guess like you could say Like the perfect white boy album that like every like maybe millennial or Gen Z white dude is listened to is what is it called? Currents by Tame Impala.
Oh
Like
yeah,
Currents is just
brilliant album.
I feel like it's just timeless. It's a very timeless album. Everybody knows Currents really, but I don't know why I associate it as white boy music. I just do because that's like a typical.
Yeah,
That's like if like if you're making like a Bumble page as a dude and you're white and it's like name 3 songs you would put. I think honestly they would put
let it happen.
I was gonna say either Let It Happen or The Less I Know the Better. Like that song would appear
Yeah,
on their like Bumble page or Tinder or something. It's very typical, but it's still I think my favorite song in that album is a New Person, Same Old Mistakes. It's just the little drum and like bass beat that that go together. It has such a good beat. And then oh man, a third one. I'm passing such good ones, but I'm like I know there's better ones at the bottom, and I'm not sure what to choose. I guess like the biggest one, probably like my childhood favorite one that's always been the best album I've listened to is 1X by 3 Days Grace. Just generational wealth of rock. If you're a rock fan and
very fair.
you've never heard of 1X, I don't know what you're doing, bro. Like such just none of them go without saying. Like every song you can't skip. It's too good. It's kind of like almost like a boring pick, but I kind of had to put it in there. There's plenty of other ones, I think. A really recent band I've listened to for about 4 years now is White Reaper, and their album called "You Deserve Love" is probably like a runner-up for me. That album's great. That's a very summery album, and I probably need to listen to it more this year. I've kind of burned out on that one. It came out in like 20, I want to say like 2019, and then I've listened to it so many times, but that's a really good one. Very sound like I would give it like a classic like I don't even know how to describe it like I don't know what time period, maybe like 80s or 90s, like really upbeat rock band that you would go see that your like parents would like when they were like in their teens. They sound like that, but they're very recent, so it's very interesting. Very unique singer too. I like him a lot. But I think that's about it. This is a very long video.
Yeah, how
It's
long
so
have we been going?
well. The first I like cut off the first bit when you had to go to the bathroom, so that was like 40 minutes right there. And then I'm coming up on 25 right now, so I'll have to chop this thing up a good
Um,
bit. Um, there's a lot of pauses in between here and there,
yeah,
but um, yeah, I don't know. We just kind of rambled on about music, just how it connects. I mean, I feel like we talked about like different time periods of when we listen to music and favorite albums that we like, and just giving our 2 cents and where we were at certain times, and just how music connects to a lot of different things, and how it connects to like a friendship. Like I feel like we once you recommended me that 1975 listen, I was just like that that really like was like a good conversation starter every time we would talk. Because
yeah,
I'd
yeah,
listen
no,
to a new
definitely.
one and you'd be like, what do you think about this one? And I'm like, I just listened to it, it's very good and stuff like that.
Yeah, I remember being like excited for those. Wow, like once the conversation ended, like I was already thinking like, oh my god, I can't wait for you to listen to the next one. Like,
Yeah.
literally.
It'd be fun whenever they come out with like a new one. I almost wanted to do like I used to do listening parties with my buddy Zach, and we were big Logic heads. That was probably another rapper that was very influential for me to get into rap, and we would listen to his albums every. That's like the only time I've sat down and waited for an album to release, like every other year or so. Um, where we'd listen to it together and like judge it there and then and give it a few listens. But yeah, thanks for coming on, Ellie. This is the first time I've had you on the channel. This is a long one. I guess I'll keep it long. You know, it'll probably be like a 40-minute video. But
It was
thanks for
always gonna be with
yeah
having me on. Like I
yeah.
am like chief yapper.
You and geez, I think it's either Beast or Boosh are like competing. Or maybe even Gary.
Boosh is definitely a yapper.
Me and Gary yapped quite a bit when we were done with our video. back in like February or something, and you know, you got there. You got there. You were up there for sure.
But
But yeah, thanks for coming on. Hope you everybody enjoyed listening. And I'll put your, you know, you've been on the channel for so long in like the comments and everything, but I'll still put your channel in the description if you want to go check out Ellie's content over on her channel. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all I got. Thank you guys for watching, and see you guys next time. Bye.
bye.